What's up everyone? My name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video I am back in the world of Windenburg, definitely one of my favorite worlds, and I'm building a cute little cottage. It's very small, it's not a tiny house. I don't actually know if it could qualify as a tiny house because I didn't really count the tiles, but it's definitely very small and I furnished it for a single sim and a dog, but you could also have a couple of sims in here because I did place down a double bed that is accessible from both sides. So yeah, so I just really wanted to make sure that you can have either a single sim or a couple of sims living in this little cottage. And then I also, like I already mentioned, placed down a couple of pet bowls because I thought it would be a really cute idea for the sim that lives here to have a dog, because this neighborhood, like this world, Windenburg, is just, especially this like foresty area, I would definitely get a dog. If I were a sim and I was living here, I would definitely go ahead and get a dog because it's just the perfect environment for a dog, I think. So yeah, I did find an image on Pinterest, a reference image for this build. I didn't really build it like one-on-one because that just doesn't really work usually, and I just kind of took that image for inspiration, mainly for the exterior colors and the exterior structures on the wall and stuff. I was really enjoying using that red brick combined with a whiter color, like concrete kind of thing on the main house, and then on the little boxes that kind of bump out from the sides, I used this paneling or something. I don't really know what it is, but it kind of looks like paneling to me. So yeah, I used gray and white combined with that red-brown kind of brick, and I thought that looked really pretty and really cute. It's just a nice combination of colors and textures and tones in my opinion. So you can really see it come together, and it's nothing too complicated, but in my opinion it is just really cute and just really looks like a cozy cottage. And as you can probably see, I made it fall in my game. I know it's only August and it's definitely not fall yet, but I just can't wait for fall to start. Like, fall is definitely my favorite season, and we were struggling with a heat wave for the past couple days, or like for the past like week or so, maybe even longer than a week, and I can't deal with the heat. Like, I don't like it. I don't do well when it's hot, and it's just not for me. I just don't like it. I mean, I like it when I go on vacation and when I go to a country where it's warm and stuff, like for a summer vacation, that makes sense. I like it. But when I'm stuck at home or just working at home, I don't want it to be so hot. Like, it's just not my thing. I don't like it at all. So yeah. It was still really hot the day that I was building this, and I was just so over it. I was like, I am going to make it fall in my game, and I am going to make a cute autumnal or like fall kind of inspired cottage because I just really enjoy those, and I love autumn. It's my favorite season in the game, and it's my favorite season in real life as well. I mean, just look at the colors of the trees and stuff surrounding this lot. It's just so beautiful. And yeah, like I mentioned, I just can't wait for it to be fall. So I decided to sit down and build something in the fall because I love it. And I was definitely really enjoying it. I love the lighting, like the lower sunlight, if that makes any sense. Like the way it's hitting the cottage, I just think it's really pretty and really beautiful, and I was definitely really enjoying this. Also, I was building with the walls on medium wall height, and I don't do that very often, but whenever I do, like whenever I'm building a cottage and I'm using medium wall height, I always take the opportunity to use that window, like that bay window that comes with what's it called, laundry day, I think, because it's just so beautiful, and I don't really ever get the chance to use that window because I barely ever use medium wall height, like I just mentioned. So whenever I do, I just jump on that chance to use that window because I think it's so pretty and it's so perfect for a build like this. So as you can see, I kind of used a mixture of styles. In a way, it's kind of modern. The front door and the windows by the front door are from Eco Lifestyle, and they're very modern. And then those bay windows from Laundry Day are also pretty modern. But then this back door and those little white windows, they are a little bit older looking. A little bit more outdated, but not like in a negative way. I think they're still very cute and usable, but definitely a little bit more outdated than the other windows and doors. So I was kind of thinking that, yeah, this house has been partly renovated over the last couple years, but also has some of those like older touches to it. Like the way it used to look when it was just built like years and years ago. That was kind of what I was imagining. By the way, if you can hear like background noise, it's really annoying. I think my downstairs neighbors are cutting down a tree or something, and I thought they were done, but apparently they're not, because it just started again and I already closed all of my doors and windows and stuff. But I think that you can maybe still hear it. I hope not. I hope this voiceover is usable, but yeah, whenever I finish this one, whenever I wrap it up, I'll just listen to it and see if I can use it. But yeah, it's really annoying. And it's also really sad because they're cutting down a tree. Like I hope they can't hear me because that would be awkward, but they are cutting down a tree that is so pretty, like it's in their backyard and I can see it from my bedroom window, and it's a really pretty tree. It's very tall and there's always like little birds sitting in whenever I am laying in my bed with the blinds open. And when it's light outside, I can just look at the little birds sitting in that tree, and now they're cutting it down and I can't see them anymore. That's really sad. I don't like it at all, but yeah, it's not my tree and it's not my backyard, so I don't really have anything to say about it, I don't think. But yeah, the tree is already gone anyway, so there's nothing to be done about it. But yeah, it's just really sad and also very annoying because the sound is extremely loud. And I know that just happens sometimes. Like sometimes you just have to do construction work or whatever, and it's going to annoy your neighbors. Like it just happens. I know, I'm aware of it. But today, I mean, it's been going on for hours and hours, and I'm also working today. I'm working from home, so I kind of have to concentrate on that. And it's just really annoying. But it's fine, I will survive. I think they are almost done anyway because the tree is gone, so I don't really know what else they are cutting down right now. But it's fine, I'm sure I will survive. But you can see that I am just, yeah, I'm doing a lot of landscaping around this build. You can see that the bushes and stuff are very sad looking because it's fall in my game. So, but yeah, I was really enjoying it. For some reason, I was just enjoying the plants to be a little bit more toned down and just not as colorful as they are in the summertime, because I've been building in the summertime for months now. So yeah, I was just feeling the change. I really wanted it to be fall and just a little bit less colorful, because that's also pretty. Like it doesn't always have to be extremely colorful to be pretty. I like this vibe as well. And I think it will look very pretty and colorful when it's summer in your game as well, because I did use a lot of colorful plants and stuff, so I'm sure that will look very nice whenever it's summertime and springtime or later in the springtime in your game. So yeah, that's also an option, of course, but I just chose to build in the fall time because I was just enjoying it. Like I already mentioned 1,000 times, but yeah, I can't speak highly enough of autumn. I love it. But yeah, I moved on to the inside of the house. I was figuring out the floor plan. I thought that it came together quite easily, like it wasn't that difficult at all, and I was really liking the floor plan. But then later on, I really struggled with the placement of the kitchen. Like it just didn't fit really well, and the back door that leads to the back patio was really awkwardly placed, and I didn't know where to place the kitchen. So you can see me fiddling around with it. I'm placing down a couple archways and stuff, and you'll see me struggling with placing down the kitchen. I'm changing it around a whole bunch, but eventually I will get it. And it will be in the place where I thought it was going to be initially. So that turned out to be the best place for the kitchen anyway. I was trying to place it down by the back door as well, but that area was too small and I couldn't make it work. So I just placed it down here, and I was messing around with those archways for a little bit as well. Because they were taking up a lot of space, but I was enjoying them, so I did want them to be there. But I figured it out in the end, and I think the layout for this house came out very nicely. It's definitely very small, but I really enjoy that there is, like right next to the kitchen, there is a small archway right there, and that leads to a tiny little separate hallway, and that hallway leads into the bathroom and the bedroom. So yeah, I just think it looks really nice, and it's just a cozy floor plan, and I kind of skipped over me picking the wallpapers because that always takes me forever, and I couldn't make up my mind for this one either, but I figured it out in the end, so I just decided to skip over it and just show you the finished or the final choices, if you will. So yeah, I'm using this flooring that is by Jungle Adventure. It's definitely one of my favorite wooden floors in the game. I think it's so like rustic looking and so cute, and I really love it for rustic looking cottages like this. It's also quite modern in a way, but like it looks kind of like refurbished, if that makes any sense, like older flooring that was really like renovated. Like I don't really know how you would do it, but it just kind of looks like older flooring that has been just renovated, refurbished or something. I don't know, but I was really enjoying it, and it was definitely a nice change because I have been using the Eagle Lifestyle flooring for pretty much every build lately. It is just my favorite flooring in the game, followed up by this one. This used to be my favorite flooring in the game until Eco Lifestyle came along and that one took over. Also because it's shiny and new, but because we have had Eco Lifestyle for a little while now, I am kind of gravitating back towards my older favorites and using those again, and just definitely very much enjoying it. But yeah, you can kind of see the color scheme come together for this build. It's kind of autumn-ish in a way, but not all the way. Like there are still like some fresh colors here and there. But then, for example, the color of the couch, like the swatch of the couch is very orange looking. So I did use like orange and brown touches throughout the build that I was definitely really enjoying. But what I like so much about the color scheme in this living room is the combination of the chair, like the greenish colored chair combined with that orange, because the wood tone in the chair really complements the wood tone or the color of the couch in my opinion, and then the greenish tone really goes very well together with that orange swatch of the couch as well. So yeah, I don't know, it's just I was really enjoying the color scheme overall for the living room of this build. I just think it's really pretty, and orange and green tones are definitely my favorite colors in general. Like I have so many orange and green toned things like in general, and my hair is also orange, so I think that has something to do with it as well. I really enjoy the color of the rug in this living room as well. I think it's really pretty. I don't think I've ever used that rug before, but I just really like the colors together. And right here is where I also decided that the sim that lives here should have a small dog, because like I already mentioned, I think that a house like this would be perfect for just owning a dog, just a small little dog, and I could only fit in a small pet bed in here. So yeah, and I also just thought that having a small dog would be just the cutest thing. I could really see a sim living here by themselves, and they just have their little dog and their best friends. And yeah, just basically what I was imagining for the sim that lives here is that they are a very outdoorsy person, and they just like to take their little dog for walks in the forest and just walks around the neighborhood, and just they like being active, they like being outside, they like doing just work in their garden, in their backyard. So yeah, maybe use like the woodworking table. I think I placed down the woodworking bench in the backyard, so I thought that would be a neat thing to do for the sim that lives here. And you can see that I just placed down a couple of pet bowls as well. I know that your sims only need one pet bowl for their pets, but I just always like to imagine that one of the bowls is for water and the other bowl is for food. So yeah, that's kind of what I think is realistic and what makes sense to me. And I also use those pet bowls that are just the non-automatic ones, basically, because the automatic ones are just a little bit too bulky in my opinion, and I just don't really like the look of them. You can obviously change them out, because for gameplay they're very convenient, because those pet bowls, they fill themselves up basically every couple hours or something. And yeah, for gameplay, that's a really smart thing to do. But yeah, for building purposes and for the looks of it, I just like using the regular pet bowls that are just a little bit less fancy, but a little bit cuter in my opinion. So I placed down this round dining table that I think is really nice as well. You can see that I used a whole bunch of different wood tones in this build. They are a little bit mismatched, but that's what I was enjoying about it also, because the furniture in here, it's not all that new and shiny. So there's definitely some older pieces around in this house as well. So I was just imagining that it would be realistic to not have all the wood tones match together very nicely, which also makes it very cozy and just makes it look lived in and just realistic in my opinion. So I was definitely having fun with combining different different wood tones that don't necessarily go very well together. Right here, I was thinking about changing up the wood tone of the kitchen counters for a little while, but I decided against it because I just liked it the way it was. So I changed it back, and I was also imagining that the sim living here likes to be creative from time to time and just likes to knit and crochet every so often just to calm them down, just as something fun and relaxing to do. So I placed down a knitting basket and that crochet decorative item on the coffee table as well. Just a couple of little details that I thought were really cute. And here you can see that I am quickly furnishing the entryway because I hadn't done that yet. Obviously, I kind of skipped over that. I usually do that first thing whenever I'm building. I don't know, I just really like to go from entryway to the kitchen to the living area, just kind of go in that order. But for this one, I kind of skipped over the entryway because I wasn't feeling it. And I was already messing around with the placement of the kitchen and the living area anyway, so I might as well just, I was thinking that I might as well just finish that before I move on to the entryway. But yeah, the entryway is nothing too fancy. It's very small, but I really like that I had the place or the space for an extra chair right there that maybe they found, or maybe it's really old, or maybe they crafted it themselves. I don't know, but it just looks like a neat little item that they had. Oh yeah, and then right here I decided to put like another little end table against the back of the couch right here, just to place down a couple of extra decorative things because I thought it looked really cute, and the space was just a little bit too empty back there for my liking. I don't know, it's not that empty, but I wanted this to look a little bit more cluttered up and a little bit more cozy. So I just decided that I would place down a little end table to the against the back of the couch, and I think it makes sense. Just a little extension to the kitchen, basically. A little bit of extra space to just place down some things. And here is that tiny little hallway that I was talking about. And this is the bedroom. It is very, very small, but I play tested it and it works for me. The bed is accessible from both sides. So you really have to make sure to activate bb.move objects before you place down this build, but that kind of goes for any of my builds. But yeah, for this one especially, because of all the landscaping and also because of this bedroom, because I don't think it will be functional if you place it down without move objects. But yeah, I just cluttered up this bedroom as much as I could without it having not work for your Sims, if that makes any sense. So it still all works, and I just cluttered up the headboard a little bit, placed down a couple of decorations on there, placed down a little painting because I always like the way it looks like when you have paintings standing against the wall. And you can easily achieve that if you just alt place down regular paintings. You can just slide them all the way to the floor or whatever surface you want them to be standing on. So yeah, I did that, and I placed a couple of items in the window here as well. I know the coloring of those items look off a little bit because basically the game thinks they are outside because I placed them in the window. But yeah, I still like the way it looks, and I don't think it's that distracting. I think the colors are just fine right there. It looks a little bit off, but I mean, it doesn't really bother me anyway. And then I placed down this tiny little dresser. This is the only dresser in the game that is skinny enough to place when you have a small bedroom like this. And even this one, I always have to place it a little bit into the wall for it to be able to work, because otherwise your Sims won't have enough space to walk between the bed and the dresser, if that makes sense. But yeah, this one works. I play tested it and it works, so that's all good. And yeah, I just cluttered it up a little bit, and then we're moving on to the bathroom. The bathroom is very basic. I didn't really do anything fancy in here, but I did something that I have never done before, and that is I used a bathtub instead of a shower. So there is only a bathtub in here. Usually when I want a bathtub, I will go for either a shower tub combination or a separate shower and a separate tub. But for this one, because I didn't really want anything to be placed against the window, so I couldn't place down any of the shower tub combinations. So that's when I decided to just go for a single bathtub and call it a day. I mean, that works as well. It gets your Sims hygiene up, and it works. So I don't know why I never do it, but it's probably because in real life I'm so used to having a shower and taking showers. I barely ever take a bath. I mean, where I live right now, I don't even have a bath. But when I was living at my parents' house, my parents have a bathtub, but I never use it, and I am not used to using it either. So I guess that's why I always like placing down showers. But for this one, I just went for a single bathtub because you need one to wash your dog. So it made sense to have one in here. But yeah, that was already it for the inside of the build, and I moved on to the backyard of the build. It's nothing too fancy because the lot is quite small, so there wasn't a whole bunch of space left. But I just made sure to place down a couple of outside lights, and I placed down an easel just to have an extra skill building item. And I don't know, maybe the sim that lives here is very creative, and because they like knitting and stuff, so why won't they like painting? They probably like that too. And then I just used this tree, and I think it looks so pretty. Just look at the colors, like the red and green and brown tones in the tree, I think are so pretty. I can't wait for it to be fall. I can't wait for cozy sweaters and falling leaves and stuff like that. It's just my favorite thing. But yeah, I just did a little bit of extra landscaping, placed on a couple of those debug fences and a couple of extra planters because the sim probably likes doing some gardening as well. So I was just having a little bit of fun with that. And yeah, that's basically already going to be it for this build. We're almost heading on into screenshots. So I really hope that you enjoyed this speed build. You can download this build off the gallery. My username on the gallery is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter if you'd like. My username on both those platforms is Simmarysims as well. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next build. Bye!